Being the first domino to fall for the side of the Chen Enjoyers. I mean, Z2A being the higher accuracy of the two players, being able to hold off Eerie from kind of like really spiraling out of control. And now a couple of drops coming out from Z2A, not answered back by either side, by either players from Eerie Idiots in Space. As, I mean, these bursts starting to take Z2A for a bit of a ride here. They were looking really consistent to start things off, but starting to taper off a little bit to the detriment of their overall team score. And I mean, Eerie Idiots in Space are just going to take that and run with it to a tune of about a 50,000 point lead coming out of that key eye section into the last quarter of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a pretty devastating drop from Z2A there. Basically, just chain missing on that course. Probably not covered when it comes to these rather abrasive patterns. And you can especially see here that there is some really sort of clunky rhythms in this song for a dubstep song. And Z2A basically still falling victim to it. It's not phasing anyone else. Eerie basically just simply capitalizing off of it with a 99.90% accuracy lead, with Agenius following just behind by a feather.
Yeah, very good team score overall from Eerie Idiots in Space. The 996 black flag short, but regardless, this is probably going to be a genius coming back through for Eerie Idiots in Space.
Yeah, and understandably so. It seems like the Chen Enjoyer is going to be having their final, you're going to be picking out the Protect right off the bat here. They've saved what is probably the best for a loss, I'd say. Like, that's something that a lot of teams tend to usually do when they're in a situation like this, where they're basically like just gonna have to be forced to like just force a tiebreaker if they can. But even then, this is gonna be really tough considering that they've got 4 points to win if they want to be able to actually force that tiebreaker in question. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mari was to come back. It's either that we're gonna be seeing Mystic play for this Core Jack map, or we're gonna be seeing Mari sub in. But from the looks of it, they're still like speaking in the IRC chat, so I don't think there is going to be any like changes in the rosters here.
Yeah, this is probably what they were wanting to go for in terms of roster composition for the Chen Enjoyers. It is officially last chance saloon for them. They cannot afford to drop another point here, lest they be eliminated from this tournament. Eerie Idiots in Space looking to try and get that last break point to make it to quarterfinals. We shall see how things proceed from here. Nearly 3 minutes to decide. A little bit more of a cushion to work with if you do find yourself dropping, but with the way things have been playing out on these rice picks, very few and far between. At least normally, hardware might get in the way a little bit, but knock on wood, everything works the way it's supposed to for once.
Absolutely, and especially with like this map being like a really big consistency check in general. This is Core Jack at about 140 BPM. It just gets it basically just gets a bit denser the more you go for it. So getting introduced with like some of these like jump jacks, like going into like this first verse, and Z2A gonna be taking the first drop. That is not the best signal for the Chen enjoyers, as this is gonna give Agenius Space the upper hand for the time being by giving them a cushion of about 6,000 points and going strong.
Yeah, that lead's gonna grow. Z2A finding another drop. I mean, these are really clean drops on a core jack pick where everybody in the lobby is very comfortable with the BPM overall, the density not being too much of a problem so far as things stand. 99.9s for Eerie Idiots in space, basically near untouchable. It's gonna need to come down to drops from their side, as Mystic finding the next drop, not traded back once again. Going into the back half of the chart, nobody from Chen Enjoyers above that 400 combo cap except for Z2A, who just got there and just dropped it one more time. Gonna increase his lead to about 30,000 points. And with a third of the map left to go here, I mean, it is near immaculate performances from Eerie and Agenius so far as things stand. It's gonna need to come down to some drops here, and they need to happen fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And like with only one quarter of the map left to really just simply play out in this match alone, there's really no other option that Mystic and Z2A have if they want to be able to prevent that sweep from being completed without any problems. Because considering the fact that Eerie is in space, Eerie and Agenius holding on to some insane accuracy so far. Eerie hanging on to that 99.97% and Agenius hanging on to the 99.95%, basically righting the wrongs of last week and bringing the point lead to about 70,000 points ahead of Chen Enjoyers. That is basically the thing that they did not want, especially on their protect. This is genuinely such a disrespectful way to end their tournament run.
No, those scores are disgusting. 999, 998?
Nah.
Both double digit
What is that?
Okay. All right. And I mean, Z2A actually out ratioing Agenius, but the